Hello and welcome to day 24 of Yoga for Dad. This is for my dad, in memory of my dad, to bring awareness to mental health and drug addiction issues in our country. So for today's Yoga for Dad, we're just going to do a little vinyasa flow. We're going to stay on the mat today, not doing a lot of standing. And we're going to focus on our shoulders, our wrists, and our back a little bit. So we'll start in a seated position, maybe closing your eyes or a gentle gaze, focusing on the connection that you are making to your mat, feeling your feet connected, feeling your sits bones connected, and just noticing without judgment. And then maybe imagining a string connected from your sits bones all the way to the top of your head. And maybe that string is being pulled gently just to elongate your spine just a little bit more. Releasing your shoulders down away from your ears. Maybe dipping your chin a little bit. And start to focus on your breath. Maybe with each exhale, you become more aware of your surroundings. You're able to drop into your space just a little bit more. And let go of anything that is happening outside of your yoga space. Taking one big breath in, breathing in through the nose, and breathing out on a sigh. Breathing in, we're going to bring our hands overhead, maybe gaze follows, interlacing the fingers, popping the palms up to the sky. And then we're going to bring our body, our torso, over to the right side, giving your left side body a little stretch. Maybe focusing your left hip, your left sits bones, so they're really making contact with the mat. And then coming over to the left side. And then coming back up, looking up, and then twisting over to the right. And then switching sides and just twist over to the left. And then we're going to come into a tabletop. So shoulder over wrists and hips over knees. Doing a little cat-cow, breathing in, dipping the belly button down. Head comes up, gaze comes up. And then breathing out, rounding the back, belly button to the spine. And then breathing in, arching the back. And then breathing out, rounding the spine. And then coming back to neutral, we're going to bring our toes, big toes together. Knees might come out a little bit more, and we're going to come back down into a child's pose. Maybe walking your hands up to the front of your mat. Your forehead on your mat, maybe going left to right. And then walking your hands to the right side, left hand over right. allowing your left hip to really melt down. And then walk your hands over to the left side. Right hand gently on top of your left. And then coming back to center. And then we're going to bring ourselves up to tabletop one more time. And you're going to bring the back of your hand onto the mat. So you're flipping your hand over, your right hand. And gently you're going to come back just a little bit. And maybe you don't come back very much. Today feels like my wrist is a little bit tight, so I'm not going to move my body back towards the back of my mat very much. And I'll move forward and back just a little bit. This is great if you're on the computer all day. Just kind of move yourself back and forth. And then switching sides, so your left hand flips, so the back of your hand is on the mat. And then trying to move your body back and forth. And then flipping your palm, bringing your right arm up to the sky, and then bringing it under your left, allowing your shoulder to make contact with the mat, then your head, and then maybe walking your left hand towards the front of your mat. And then pushing yourself up. Right hand comes up to the sky and then lowers down. Left arm up and then bring it under, releasing your shoulder and then your head. And then maybe walking your right hand towards the front of your mat. Coming back to your breath. And then we're going to push ourselves up. Left arm comes up to the sky, release it down. We're going to walk our hands towards the front of our mat into inchworm. We're still warming up our body, so be gentle with yourself. Your hips stay up, and then either your chin, your chest, or your forehead lands on the mat. And then lower your whole body down to the mat. Allow your forehead to make contact with the mat. Maybe rocking your head from right to left. And then bringing your hands by your head, we're going to push up into Sphinx pose. And then lower down. And let's come up again into Sphinx pose, allowing your head to come up last. And then lowering down, allowing your head to go down last. And then bringing your hands by your chest, elbows in, and we're going to push ourselves up to cobra, maybe baby cobra. And then coming back down, allowing your head to come down last. And then up again, maybe you go into full cobra this time, shoulders down. And then coming down to the mat. We're going to bring our arms out into a T. You're going to keep your right shoulder down onto the mat, the floor, making sure that it's making contact with the floor of the mat, and you're going to push your left hand into the mat as you roll over towards your right shoulder, keeping your shoulder down onto the floor so you're giving your chest and your right shoulder a nice stretch. And then coming back to center, bringing your left arm out, and then pushing your right hand into your mat as you roll over towards your left side. And then coming back to center, bringing your hands by your chest, pushing up into cobra, and then lowering down, head comes down last. And then pushing up into cobra again, head comes up last. And we're just going to breathe in and breathe out. Doing this a couple of times. In, breathing in, coming up to cobra. And then breathe out. One more time, breathing in, up. And breathing out, down. We'll push our way up. Toes come together, knees out, all the way back into child's pose. Taking a couple breaths here. Breathing in and releasing out. Coming up into tabletop. And we're going to flip our hands under again. And we're going to bring our body towards the back of our mat. And maybe this time, maybe since you're moving around a little bit, you can move your body back a little bit more than you did the first time. And then releasing that hand, flipping the other hand, and moving your body back. And again. And then one more time. And then flipping that hand. Let's bring our hands forward just a little bit. And we're going to bring our hips over to the right and then back towards our mat, over to the left, and then forward. So we're making a circle with our hips, moving our spine in a different way, loosening up our lower back, the middle of our back. Oof, I just heard a crack. And then go in the opposite direction. And then we're going to find stillness. Bring our hands back into tabletop position. Bring our toes together, knees out, coming back into child's pose, but only briefly as we pop ourselves up into dolphin. So our toes come up, chest comes up, and then we're going to come back into child's, and then up. Breathing in, and then releasing out. One more time, breathing in, and then releasing out. Coming back up into tabletop. Coming back into a seated position. Breathing in, hands come up overhead. Hands come to heart center. Let's just take a couple breaths here. Breathing in and releasing out on a sigh. Again, breathing in and releasing out on a sigh. Gently pressing our thumbs to our chest. May you have kind intentions. Thumbs to your mouth. May you have kind speech. Thumbs to your forehead. May you have kind thoughts. May the light within me honor the light that's in you as we say namaste. Thank you for joining me again for this short yoga flow. If you are enjoying our journey of Yoga for Dad, please subscribe, like, and share, and I will see you again tomorrow.